How's it going, everybody? Shades here, and welcome back to another video. So here in this video, I am going to be going over my Fortnite settings. I do play on PS4. I am a controller-only player. I got my TV right in front of me. I do not do PC or Xbox. I do not do controller PC either, so this is strictly for just controller. It should work for Xbox as well, so feel free to copy my settings if you want. I'm going to dumb everything down, and before we dive straight in, I do recommend using my earbuds or earphones, whatever you want to call them. I do not use a headset. I find those to be terrible. Everybody's different, but I highly recommend using earbuds, aka earphones. I used the old Apple earphones with the jack for the longest time. Unfortunately, as time started passing, Apple came out with an update, and so did PlayStation, so they don't work hand in hand anymore, unless you have the ones from way back in the day, which is very rare. Doubt anybody has those. But yeah, I used to use those, and now I am using HyperX Cloud earbuds, gaming headphones with mic for Nintendo Switch and mobile gaming. These work very, very well. I didn't like the rubber on them, so I bought some different rubber tips. They're a bit expensive, but they are definitely worth it. They're the best I've found so far for gaming. So you can find those on Amazon, and you can also find them on the HyperX store. Once again, those are the HyperX Cloud earbuds. 10,897 reviews on Amazon, 4.2 stars. As for energy drinks, I personally fuck with Raise Energy. They are pretty good description. So feel free to look in there. I fuck with Raise Energy. I find them to be very, very good when it comes to gaming. I also fuck with Celsius. They're very good. And then I think that's pretty much it. Let me double check here very quickly. Yeah. It's pretty much it. I find Raise Energy to be the best, so if you need an energy drink to keep you focused, go with them. Alright, so moving on. Turn your brightness all the way up to 150, user interface to 1, colorblind to tritanope, colorblind strength to 8. You can turn it up to 10, I guess. I think they just recently added 10. I'd keep it at 8 though, personally. Motion blur, turn that off. Show FPS off. Report performance stats disabled. Moving on to audio, main all the way up to 100, music. Personal preference, I sometimes find the music to be annoying, so I got mine at 15. Sound effects, dialogue, voice chat, cinematics, picture-in-picture, I have mine all on 100. Subtitles, personal preference, visual sound effects, definitely turn that on. Voice chat, turn that on to everybody. Voice reporting, self-preference. Voice chat method, open mic, voice chat notifications on, licensed audio, play. Game, matchmaking region, turn that on to audio. Language, should be whatever language you speak. Toggle sprint, turn that on. Auto open doors, turn that on. Manual activation, hold to jump. Hurdle activation, press jump. Hold to swap pickup, turn that off. Toggle targeting off. Mark danger when targeting, turn that on. Auto pickup weapons off. Preferred item slots, that's going to be self preference. So, shotgun, AR, consumable, and consumable. Like I said, it is going to be self preference. Moving on here. We're not going to save that. I'm going to go back into my settings. My bad. So yeah, self-preference for the preferred item slots. Auto consumable to right, I'd turn that on. To be honest, it's self-preference. It's just going to move all your consumables to the right side. Reset building choice, turn that on. Disable pre-edit option, turn that off. Turbo buildings on. Auto confirm edits, both. So this is all for building. If you don't do building, obviously don't mess with this unless you want to. I would, just in case you ever decide to go out and try building. Contextual tips off. Extra game options, invert view, turn that off. Invert airborne controls off. Turbo delete in creative, turn that off. I'd personally turn it on. I don't fuck with creative. I don't make any of my own maps. If you do, turn that on, obviously. Tap to search / interact, turn that on. Replays, if you want to fuck with replays and go into replay mode, turn that on. If you don't care, turn it off. I turn it on, personally. Record large team replays, off. Record creative replays. If you fuck with creative, you can turn that on. If not, then just turn it off. Don't worry about it. Color configuration and full range test. I wouldn't worry about any of that. Game UI, reticle, obviously you want that on. Reticle ammo indicator on. Damage numbers. Personal preference. I leave mine on cumulative. Reticle damage feedback. Hits only. Self-preference though. Damage number scale, self-preference. I'd keep it at around 100 though. HUD scale, 100. Show spectator count on. Player health on. Resources on. Minimap on. Quick stream on. Map and backpack keys on. Elimination feed on. Net debug stats on. Quest progress off. Control prompts on. Creative runtime performance off. Now we're into touch and motion. Obviously I don't do any of that, so none of this matters. Mouse and keyboard, don't play on that, so moving on. Keyboard controls, same thing. Controller, so controller auto run, you're going to want that on. Build immediately, you're going to want this on. That's for build. Edit hold time, turn that all the way down. Slide hold time, you're going to want that all the way down. If you have it all the way up, there's going to be a delay for when you click the button to when it registers. So if it's turned all the way down right when you click the button on your controller, you're going to slide in game. Reset camera axes, turn that on to pitch. Reset camera time all the way down. Vibration, self-preference, but I would turn it off. Quick weapon, custom only. Show diamond delay, all the way down. Toggle behavior, slot 2. Sensitivity, this is self-preference. I would turn both of these onto 4 and then turn advanced options on. My build sensitivity, because I have a job, I'm not playing this game 24/7. I have mine at 1 and my edit mode sensitivity at a 0.6. I haven't lowered it or raised it in a long ass time, mostly because there's times where I don't play this game at all for a couple weeks and it's all about muscle memory. I could raise it, but I keep everything relatively the same due to muscle memory. So, advanced look sensitivity and look vertical speed. Both of these are at 55. This just allows you to look up and down and left and right, how quickly that is going to be. Turning horizontal boost and turning vertical boost. And turning boost ramp time, turn all that all the way down. Instant boost when building, turn that on. And then advanced aim down sights. ADS look horizontal speed and ADS look vertical speed. So this is the speed your stick is going to move around. Your right stick's going to move around when you're aiming down sights. Mine is set at 14. ADS turning horizontal boost, ADS turning vertical boost, turning boost ramp time, turn all that down. Advanced sensitivity for look dampening time, turn that all the way down. Look input curve, I turned that onto linear. It's self-preference though. You can look up on Google to see what the difference between the two is if you would like. I personally would go on Google and see what the difference is. Both of them have pros and cons. To save you some time, I will go on my phone right now and look to see which one does which. So Fortnite linear explanation. So, let's see here. So yeah, if you're on console, basically play linear. If you're on PC, play exponential. Yeah, I'll just stick with linear. I'm not gonna dive too much into it. If you would like to, go ahead and do a full dive to see what the difference is. Aim assist, turn that all the way up to 100. Controller dead zone for the right and left sticks, just if you have stick drift. I do have stick drift on one of my controllers. On the other one, I do not. So I just keep mine at 15. If you don't have any stick drift on any of your controllers, turn it all the way down. And what stick drift is your left or right stick just moving on its own. If you've never had that trouble, or if you've never had that problem, obviously turn it to 0. If you're having trouble with your right stick drifting on its own, obviously turn it up some. Same thing with your left stick. If you're having trouble with your left stick drifting on its own, obviously turn it up a little bit. Find the sweet spot. Enable foot controller. I don't use one of those, so that's off. This is at 1. I can turn this all the way down as well since I don't use one. Vehicles accelerate with thumbstick, self-preference. I can either use the thumbstick or hit the normal turbo button. I think it's O to boost. Self-preference, whether you want this on or off. Presets. Turn this on to Builder Pro. All these controls are self-preference. If you want to use different controls, go ahead. Account, recent purchases, player surveys, on or off, up to you, self-preference. Can receive gifts, up to you. If you want to receive gifts, turn that on. Party join ability, mine's on invites only. Allow cross-play, self-preference, I'd keep it on though. Public game stats, self-preference, I keep mine on. Pretty much the rest of this is self-preference and does not really matter. So that's gonna end the video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am Shades, signing off till next video. Have a good one. Peace.